Like, Jesus Christ.
Patriots, not Hatriots.
Oh, yeah. I had to fix something.
Says, let's see. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're live.
The magic of the Ethernet cable. Yeah, sometimes you got to go old school, right? At least it's not a dial-up. Welcome to TikTok Live. Have fun interacting with your viewers in real time. Creators must be 18 or older to go live. Viewers must be 18 or older to recharge and send gifts. Remember to create a safe viewing experience by following our community guidelines. Are you 18 or older?
No.
With me, as always, is Minor
David.
King David of Trivia.
What's up?
What's going on today? Happy Zombie Jesus Day, man.
Happy Zombie Jesus Day.
Wait here.
He hath risen for us.
And yea, the stone had been rolled away. Zombie Jesus. Here he goes.
Yeah, he's coming for you.
What's up, people? Welcome to the Atheist Underground. Oh, no, I didn't push my diesel tube through. I got to do that, man. Who's with us today? Oh, it's M. Jesus, perfectly. John Garish.
All right.
HT joining. Izzy GG. Marshall 1111. Star Wars fan is with us, as you can see. We have Lord Vader in the background. And you know what the thing about Vader is, David?
What's that?
Every knee one day shall bow before Vader.
Vader's Trump?
Vader's Lord.
Oh.
And he did no wrong.
Hot take.
User a lot of numbers. User a lot of numbers. A lot of more numbers. How do you get a user number of only 7 digits and then somebody else gets literally 13 digits? What is that? How many?
Skipped a couple.
Is that how many users now we're up to? If you do that now, do you get? Because this world, we're in the trillions of users now. And TikTok
10 trillions.
Give it another reprieve. How many days do we have left on the talk, Dave?
It was 75 a couple weeks ago, so probably down to 60, 55, somewhere like that.
Before it gets re-upped again for another 75.
Right, yeah.
What's up, Skippy, the salt miner? What's up, Skippy? Yes, the Atheist Underground. We're here every week at Sunday. It's 10:30 church time, and today extra special day.
Special day.
It's fucking Easter. What do you do as an atheist on Easter these days?
Nothing.
Not at all. We're sleeping again, right?
It's just a Sunday. What do you do on any Sunday as an atheist when people are going to church?
But you might have family.
Jesus.
You know, you might be like a guy who's got family. You're an atheist, but you got to go see all your cousins on Easter. So you don't have any family tradition or anything left that mom's expecting you to show up with a.
No, we used to do Easter when my grandma was alive and all the family were around and everything like that. We would do Easter dinner, the roast and all that kind of normal stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of fell by the wayside.
Sure. Yeah. Addicted to science. What's up? How are you, man? More people need to be addicted to science.
Yes.
Skip says, I hope Jesus saw his shadow because it's been a long winter. Yeah, the old Groundhog Day take. I believe he did see his shadow.
Didn't go back in the cave though.
No, but he's not to be found, so he's not really out either, right?
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, spring already underway and damn near a month old. Easter late this year.
He saw his shadow and it scared him so much it propelled him up into heaven.
Maybe we could have when we create Tiddly Christ, we'll have a
Titty Jesus.
Yeah, we'll have a sketch. That's good. We'll just shoot him into his tomb. That's a good actual. We just shoot him right back into his tomb.
Yeah.
Right, and you go back into like a groundhog. You go right back into your fucking hole. Easter for us, and hello to everybody. Pojo, what's up, my guy? How you doing? Tang Wen, thank you, Tang Wen. How you doing? Just got up, worked almost all night, but got pretty far. At what? Working? Dino Cabbage is with us. Sylvain Desrossi. Let me scrolling back here to see who joined. I appreciate all you, gang. Willem Mizzle. It's do you know why? Here's trivia. I don't know if a lot of you knew this. David Trivia King is a trivia maven, as am I. What I say with all due humility. And we played 10 out of the last 14 days, right? We like.
It has been a busy fortnight.
You actually played. I host one of those nights, but if you count that, we have done trivia in pubs to win prizes because we're smarter than everyone we encounter. 10 all weekdays, right? We take the weekends off, but Monday through Friday we play trivia in pubs. And if we have a team around us, we're hard to beat. If it's just him and I, we're hard to beat. We generally only take third or second where we play because we play with some either people who cheat or are just like stupid good at trivia.
We got some sneaky salamanders.
Yes. Be careful, people. The salamanders of the world are on the march and they will take over. This is all a long game. China, Russia, there's pawns.
Oh,
am I wrong?
So really the salamanders.
Yes, salamanders
behind everything.
Yes, the amphibian. We will all truly be speaking amphibian soon. But this is a long intro to trivia. Do you know how they pick the date of Easter?
How they pick? Well, it's always on Sunday, obviously. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, well, it's Lent is 40 days, right? So do they pick Easter or do they pick Ash Wednesday, Fat Tuesday, whatever?
I'm happy for you to fact check this on me because this is just one of those things I heard that might be, but I doubt it's urban legend because it's too. It makes sense in a certain.
The Googles are fired up.
I don't
ready
know.
To go.
All right. It's as you may assume, as you may have guessed or predicted, this is completely based on pagan tradition. Mm-hmm. Pagan tradition. Okay, we know this. Nothing about Christianity anymore is really original. It was all used to help assimilate native cultures rather than forcing them at sword point to say that they were Christian. Just like, oh yeah, your religion is actually the same. We're just going to, culturally change the names and blah blah blah.
I pulled it up and I want to see if you're going where it says you're going.
This is the way I was told and I've heard. No, I never fact checked it myself. Easter is chosen by the first Sunday after the first Monday after the first full moon after the equinox.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the Monday part, but I've pulled up here is it falls on the first Sunday after the full moon that follows the spring equinox.
I think if you further check, they won't do it if that Sunday is before any Monday.
Really?
Yes, and that might be wrong, but that's clearly has nothing to do with Christianity. It always cracks me up because why the fuck is Easter just not on a Sunday in spring around the equinox? Why? It changes like a motherfucker, and there's no earthly reason for that other than this ridiculous reliance on some ancient pagan astrotheology shit. That cracks me up. All right, let's.
So a very Christian reason for the date of Easter.
Yes,
you're saying.
Wish your cousin a happy birthday. Are you not reading the comments?
What?
She's not talking to me, unless my cousin is somebody born on this.
In YouTube, I don't have any comments in YouTube. You got two different streams going on. What's happening here?
It says Cassie K. Wish your cousin a happy birthday.
Jeez.
Let
me reload here and figure out what's going on.
Maybe you need to eat.
Maybe
there's another port up there. 3 more. You have to cut and paste here. This wire.
Toasting marshmallows at the try. I got the same thing as you, but there it is.
Addicted to Science is trying to finish up the firmware for his DCU, a prototype. I didn't mean to invite whoever I invited. Sorry. That was me hitting the button. Do you know what that is, a DCU?
DCU?
Yeah.
DC Universe? I don't know.
No, DCU like a processing unit. Firmware for my DCU. It sounds like it's instead of a CPU, it's a DCU somehow. That would be just a guess based on
have no idea.
Context. Yeah, that's too smart for us. Science.
Happy birthdays. Well, happy birthday, the H-Man, head of the N Party back in the day.
Who?
Deep dive. The
H-Man.
The German.
German
guy.
It's today Adolf's birthday? I didn't know, man.
But also, yes, happy birthday to my cousin who's not watching.
Okay.
She's a big, important Washington bigwig. So
is that right?
Enjoy. Kinda.
Am I going to let us know? Not going to let us know somebody that we haven't heard of, but who's gonna.
No, not like in politics, but politics adjacent.
Yeah, Happy Zombie Jesus Day, Anon Bond. Remember that band that you had, Anon Bond?
There were 4 of them.
Yeah, but this one was the leader, clearly.
Oh, clearly.
Well, they got to use the name after in the post day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Happy Esther. Hope she had a great day. Esther? Yeah. Do we know any Esthers? I don't have any Esthers left in my life.
Yeah, Esther's old school.
Yeah. The only Esther in my life is whatever they put in the medicine I've had to take over the years. Right?
Oh.
It doesn't have an H in it, that Esther, I'm pretty sure. John Murphy. Who else? Brittany Nicole Nash. Just been looking for a little support to feel less alone. You're not alone. Did you see the protest? I was at the protest in Union Grove.
Yeah, protests were big yesterday.
Protests were big. They were all over. There's people in New York. And you know what? The grief I took online, I went live. And again, I went live to great results. 12,000, 14,000 likes, and people from all over the country. Support from Missouri, support from Tennessee, go. Support from Denmark, support from Canada, support from Mexico, go, go, go. People, it was very, very, I'm touched. It was very, very heartening. But at the same time, it was Troll City too, right? And the main thing I got was, sure, there's an awful lot of old white people. Motherfucker, I'm in Union Grove, Wisconsin.
Right, yeah.
Does not fit with your narrative of people having bussed in paid black protesters? Is that what the problem is with you?
Probably.
Where do you think I was? I could have gone back down to a different protest and seen lots of colored folk.
Right.
What the fuck? But over and over, sure, there's a lot of old white people. You mean like the ones in charge of the fucking country fucking it up?
But also, what even is the point of saying that? Like, you're just kind of admitting defeat. You're saying, look, even all the old white people are mad at Trump.
Yeah, yeah, but logic's not what we look for, really, is it?
No, yeah,
with any of this. Join us on YouTube. We got an Ethernet. It looks like it's up.
TikTok, YouTube is fully functional today. Check us out.
Yes, go subscribe to us on YouTube, please. Hang in on there. You can still converse, and we're watching both. We need to get to 1,000 followers on YouTube so that we can, launch pad there better off of this the momentum that TikTok has for us. Because I don't really have any faith. Hey, TikTok, you can't say the word STU.
Oh yeah.
PI. You can't even say it. If I start saying that word, I start getting shit.
What about synonyms? Are there any?
I don't think so. The D word's not allowable. I don't know what else.
Well, what if you fancy it up a little bit, like dum dum?
Like
a Tootsie Pop or something. But you're referring to someone.
I do have some actual dum dums out there.
Ooh, tasty.
Don't eat them, fucker. They've actually been there for like 6 months because no one likes them.
No one? What?
Yeah,
dum-dums are delicious.
I've never been a hard candy guy. They're essentially hard candy on a stick. And once in a while, I'll admit to liking one. But no, I've never been a. Do you call it lollipop or sucker?
Either way, I don't really have a preference.
Interchangeable.
Yeah.
You know what they call them in Mexico?
What's that?
Chupi chups.
I think I've heard that before.
Because chupar is to suck, right? Chupar is to suck. So chupi chups is what they call dum dums, right? Chupacabra, goat sucker.
Chupa to suck.
Do you like dolphins?
Cabra, goat.
Do you like dolphins? Yeah, we like dolphins. Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate you on YouTube. If you're there and it's, are we even up? Is it still working?
Oh yeah, we're good. We're going strong on YouTube. Yeah. Come check us out.
Okay, Cassie, why don't you do something there? Bang the like screen or something while you're on, baby.
Cassie, draw myself some business. What are you doing?
Don't worry about his deadbeat birthday cousin. Do some work for King and Country this morning. Praise the zombie king. Yeah. Praise the zombie Jesus. This is that day when, normal people go to work and pretend that something happened that they know couldn't have possibly happened.
Jesus is not the king. Jesus is a prince.
Trump's the king.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Official Valentino. River. Yama, thanks for the follow. Did you explain DCU to us? I'm going back through this. I also finished my book, Our Mathematical Universe. It's awesome. You heard it. Addicted to Science, trying to shame us with our comparative idolatry, I guess. I don't know what I've done with my life. This guy's written a book and finished a prototype for a DCU, whatever the fuck that is. DCU. In the last week, man. And all I'm doing is blowharding on TikTok.
Now, look, when I Google DCU, the first thing that comes up is a credit union, first of all. But then after that, DC Universe.
Okay, let's talk to Brittany for a second. I'm scrolling back through these comments. Brittany is having a hard time. Her mom just cursed me out because I refused to go to church and told her how I am an atheist. You refused to go to church today? Yeah, well, church sucks. Nobody can blame you for that.
Kind of a big day to drop that bomb, but I'm with you.
Yeah, your timing might have been better,
right.
But I guess if you're creeped out by the whole myth, then Easter is a particularly ugly time of the year for you.
Yeah.
I never realized it because my brain doesn't work that way. But the whole story is traumatizing, right? Hanging a dude with nails on a cross, and he did it for you, and you better be appreciative. It's fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
And
this is another Catholic guilt trip.
I guess yes, essentially. Even if you've had enough, and you're what are you? Are you 12? Are you 16? I guess you're on here. You're 16, right? If you only got a couple more years, don't try to piss her off really that bad. But if you're if she's not gonna like shun you and not feed you, you're essentially an adult in a lot of the important ways. Your brain function, your paradigm, the way you think and conceive of the world has been set. It's not gonna, you're gonna change and think, subtleties. But right, am I wrong? I mean, you're pretty much the person you're gonna be by 16. And if you know this isn't for you, and you're not gonna be actually in danger, then stick to your guns.
Still a lot of growth to do at that point.
Of course,
a lot of your mindset has been established.
Yes, you're essentially if this was 200 years ago, you'd have been out getting expected to find a spouse and get to work, and start your career. Fair.
And run England, apparently.
Yes, reading Henry V, and they did. Princes got put in charge of shit when they were like 12.
Here we go. I finally found it. In computer hardware, DCU stands for Distributed Control Units.
Cassie's top lease? What's top lease?
Top lease.
Top lease of the day available. Yeah, Brittany, love you for being here and be strong. Easter. I never minded because nobody took the theology really that seriously to be threatening, and the whole thing was evocative for me as a youth. I enjoyed the sunrise service. I enjoyed because I was also that kid. If I was involved, I wanted to make sure I was the first one there, right? To see who else was going to come, and I was that guy. Always at church first, always handing out the programs.
It could also be digital control unit, apparently.
Oh, okay. You looking it up?
Please elaborate on this. Whoever brought up DCU, tell us what you mean by it, because I'm finding all sorts of different shit.
I stopped believing after I was SA'd. What's SA'd?
Shit assed.
Why would God let anyone suffer SA? What's SA? We can't say it. I'm sorry, and that's brutal. Yes, no, right? Sexually abused. You can't really say that. Yeah, thank you for that. But be strong. You're going to be a better person than anybody that was around you after you.
Get out of that. Make sure you're out of that situation first of all.
Oh, assault, not what I said. So that's sort of different, I guess. Yeah. Well, either way, that's a tough one, But the whole why do good things happen to bad people shit is just justification, right? That's all it is. You can all the arguments about it come down to the same thing: a justification for why it actually happens when you are trying to justify a loving God. And any asshole who spends a minute on the planet knows that there's no loving God that cares what happens to anybody here. Right? I find deism much more philosophically.
But God never puts anything on people that they can't handle. And it's just to make them a stronger person.
Yeah. God doesn't give you anything you can't handle till what he gives you kills you.
That sounds like an abusive relationship.
With that, and sooner or later he does give you something you can't handle and you fucking die.
Yeah.
Right? Some of it's ugly. I couldn't handle it when that garbage truck ran me over.
We got YouTube's blowing up here. We got
Bohemian Lucy.
Got a few more people joining us.
Look, I got
Top Lease Cassie.
I got my jammies on today still.
New
sweat. Needed new sweats really bad. And they're kind of Eastery, right? I got sort of pastel-y.
Yeah.
Muted pastel colors. I got SpongeBob. He's happy for Zombie Jesus Day.
Well, Plankton, his boy, was the one moaning, right?
You guys hear that? This is actually the sound. We recorded the sound of Zombie Jesus awakening this morning. Welcome back, Zombie Jesus. Go show your wounds to Thomas. He doesn't buy it. Oh, boy.
What did you hit on earlier? You were talking about when he comes out of the cave, we'll kick him right back into it.
Yes, well,
better idea.
Okay.
Better idea.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Jesus awakens. He comes out of the cave, and all the New Age or the New Wave Republican Christians are there waiting for him, and he just fucks off right back into the cave because he can't stand them.
Yeah, they would either kill him right away, or he would be so disgusted that he's like, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, Jesus isn't coming back. He's fucking dead. And if he could come back, why the fuck would he?
Right.
Have you seen this place?
Like Homer and the bushes. Yeah, Homer, the meme, Homer disappearing back into the bushes. Jesus disappearing back into the cave.
It was peaceful in here. Rolling. Right. Rock back now, or rolling over.
Bohemian Lucy wishes us a happy stoner Jesus Day.
All right, please, We'll get back at that in a second. I'm going to push the tube up here and entertain the people.
Push the tube?
Yeah,
what kind of tube?
Oh, man.
Ooh, I got to entertain these people. What's going on, people? How are you doing? Pretty good. And you? What was going on this week? We had the protests. We had Trump trying to inexplicably blame the Russian-Ukrainian invasion on Ukraine. They picked a fight with Russia and then are asking for help. How does that equate? How does that work out?
Remember when he was going to finish that war in one day?
Yeah,
within 24 hours.
Like the prices were going to come down.
Day one.
He's going to have the war ended. Day one. All the America's going to be great again. Day one.
Day one.
We're 100 days in now, and it's a shit show.
And they never would have invaded if he'd have been in office.
Oh, of course not.
By everything we can see now, if this is the metric, they'd have taken over England by now if Trump was in office. He literally just anytime Putin wants something, well, magically he gets it. Answer this: Why is there no tariffs on Russia?
Oh, good question.
Right?
Yeah, weren't they on every single country?
Every single country except Russia.
Not Russia. Why? I wonder
why. Oh yeah, that's where Trump gets his money.
Not to mention he's got a big boner.
They finished the war on day one. If you do it, I get my mouth like it. Day one, you didn't finish on day one, and it'll be unbelievable. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. Yeah, good job. And now they're talking about just quitting. Fuck it, it's not our problem, right? This is essentially where they're at. They don't want to end that war. Fuck it.
We don't want to be peacekeepers. let them handle it themselves.
Fucking Trump. So the protests in Union Grove were riddled with trolls on the street, and you don't see that in downtown Kenosha. The people a little bit more diverse, a little bit more educated crowd, and not a lot, but
you start getting out in the boonies.
Starting out in the boonies, western counties around here are real west in the counties.
Right.
As soon as you get away from the lake, they're real Trumpy. All of a sudden, that's why Wisconsin's a swing state. It's it went from being reliably blue. So these country assholes really think this guy has got the answer to shit. And so when the protests were in Union Grove, that's one of those towns. It's out west in the county, and if you drive around those streets on any given day, it's all Trump stuff. A lot of them from 2020 with Pence crossed out or covered up somehow. Yeah. People are just too poor or too cheap to buy a new fucking banner for their bullshit. But the
economy is so great. How could they not afford things?
Well, no, you have to lose money to get money. Did you hear the quote today? Somebody's like,
I did not hear that, but that's
like the old saying. Well, the saying is you have to spend money to make money.
Right.
Not you have to lose money to make money.
Yeah, that's a little different.
And so they really are bamboozled.
Right.
But anyway, a lot of people were doing things like, it's gearhead country, right? These rednecks have their fucking smoky trucks, or so they got them so they know how to put the right kind of fuel in them so that they're loud and they make black smoke or white smoke. They can
rolling coal, they call it.
Is that what that is? Rolling coal. So they rolled coal on us like 15 times, like it was going to stop anybody, And the people were pretty fun with it. They cheered and stuff when he did it, and yelled at him about how it smelled like Trump was in the house or something like that. When the black smoke came,
high brain power.
Other guys, you could tell people are beeping in support, or people are beeping, and then it's like one loud, long beep, or just like they're making it obvious that they're not supporting by sticking a middle finger out while they drive by. One guy kept on sticking his MAGA hat out. We drove by like 3 times, and he held his MAGA hat out at people. And at one point, the crowd was completely silent. Somebody picked a perfect opportunity and just screamed out, "Made in China!"
Yeah.
Well, but he was like,
those mega hats are about to get a lot more expensive, huh?
Right. What about that? Well, those idiots all have theirs. I mean, people aren't getting on board anymore, are they? He's got everybody that was ever going to vote for him, I'm pretty sure. And it only goes down from here because there's just not anybody else in the middle to be convinced by what's clearly chicanery.
Right.
And somebody, Bill Maher brought up last night that the tariffs are just a way to bribe foreign officials.
Yeah.
Japan comes with a bucket of fucking gold for Trump himself. Don't sign everything. Don't tell anybody.
Well, Lucy knows about the rolling coals. She thinks it's obnoxious. Well, I agree.
It is obnoxious.
Right. What you were getting at something before, though, along that point about them saying, why do I have to pay for these people to protest?
Yeah, a guy drove by, and he was more interested in actually getting to the reason for it than just being a troll. And he rolled down his window, and I could see a real earnest look on his face. And it was almost like he was at the point of tears. He was so offended and upset that these people had nothing better to do than get out there and protest. And his take on it,
it's a Saturday.
It was a Saturday. It was a government building. His take on it was that he works in order so that these people have the privilege or the capability to come out and protest. And the impression that I got from just a couple of sentences of interchange was that he thought that all these people who protest what's going on are actually unemployed, drags weights on society.
Yeah,
like these were literally the unemployed masses.
It's an odd take.
Well, especially since unemployment's essentially just above zero, right? It's about a couple of clicks higher than what a healthy unemployment is anyway.
Well, it's below healthy unemployment is 5%.
Yeah, so right. It's like 4.5 or something right now. Yeah. So, but it dawned on me that I'd never heard that, and he seemed sincere. Like he was probably a guy with a good job, worked hard, tried to raise his family.
I have no doubts that is what he legitimately thinks.
Yes,
because of the brainwashing.
You're right, and it's like, wow, these people they drink the Kool-Aid and they listen to Fox News and they really believe that and then they brought up that they were paid protesters, and maybe the guy was referring to the fact that his tax money is going somehow to like deep state is paying, right? Well. Deep state is paying protesters to go around, and I'm looking around and I'm like, I didn't see any of that money, first of all.
Right. Yeah. Where's my cut?
Yeah. If we're getting paid for this, I'd like to cash that check. Mm-hmm. And second of all, it wasn't, it was all educated folk. It was all professors. Right. You could tell it wasn't people who needed a handout from some weird deep state. Hey, go drive to Union Grove, Wisconsin to be with 80 other people.
Right. That's the place they're going to send the paid protesters. Not LA or New York.
It really kind of opened my eyes up to the way that some of these people think, whereas some of the other trolls were just, they hate libs, right? They just want to hate. They just want to hate on the libtards.
You just want to own the libs.
Yes, own the libs. They really hate black people. They really hate intergender people and transsexual people and transvestites and gay people and anything you want to call yourself these days. They really hate it.
Read a biology book. There's only two sexes.
There's only two genders, damn it. And life begins at inception.
At inception. Ooh.
You remember that? Do you remember that? It was one of the memes or one of those videos on TikTok where like a guy goes around and interviews people at a Trump rally.
Oh, and they actually said that?
It was two women. It was like a mom and a daughter, and the old lady's like, life begins at inception. And the guy's like, wait a minute. Did I miss that scene in the movie?
Right.
He was like, that was and he stayed with it because she, of course, was like, what movie? What are you talking about? Right. Yeah. Right. And so he let her just wallow in it. And they went round and round and round. He's like, yeah, great movie, man. I loved it. This.
No.
Does it have something to do with the top? He's like, does it have something to do? He's like, he kept her going. And she's like, what movie? What are you? I'm not talking about any movie.
That thing right there, part of me loves it because, what's not to love. But then on the other hand, that feeds into that whole side's perception of the left as elitists and just making fun of them and being assholes.
Right.
But it is hilarious.
Yeah. Mark Hensel's with us. I've yet to find a conservative who can tell me what they want to conserve.
Right. Yeah. No, they're not into conserving anything except the way of life from 200 years ago.
Well, which was in 200 years ago, the way of life that they think that they enjoyed was essentially completely liberal post-Enlightenment humanist philosophy, right? Yeah. Freedom of freedom. What am I? Religion. It's in the documents, right? Yeah. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Mm-hmm. That's liberalism.
Well, except for who? They want life, liberty, and happiness for white guys.
Yes, for white guys. Got restricted. What did I say? They might have saw my thing. I don't know. Brittany's a lesbian. Thank you, Brittany.
Ooh.
Well, we all have something in common then. We love women. Hey, good for you, Brittany.
Tell us all about your journey, Brittany. We want to hear.
Yeah, well, she's the one whose parents are
Oh, the one who
didn't go to church today, got cussed out.
Yeah,
it's real Christian when you get cussed out, isn't it? That's what I love.
real Christian. You don't agree with me, so fuck you.
What's a 50-year-old song?
50-year-old song.
Platitude Shelf is telling me it's a 50-year-old song.
I'm not sure. There's a lot of 50-year-old songs.
Yeah, well, there sure is.
Man, I was looking at movies re-releasing in theaters. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is having a 50-year re-release coming soon. Oh, feeling old, huh?
And all those dudes are still alive except for the dude who died young, right?
Yeah.
The rest of them are just geezers, and they're
John Cleese is still being awesome.
Yeah, those dudes are my heroes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Bad Religion, 21st Century, Diggity Boy. Didgeridoo?
Oh. TikTok. YouTube is working today. Check us out.
Bring us a shrubbery. 3 torches, 1 for you. Bring us a shrubbery. Sorry, I stepped on you. What'd you say?
We're live on YouTube.
Oh.
It's working this week.
Yes,
Check
YouTube is on. Yes, I got a lineup of comments. Thank you. Bohemian Lucy didn't give you one, did I? Yes.
We're live everywhere. All the platforms. Cross promotion, synergy, vertical integration. Everything's happening.
And the Magic 8 Ball.
All right, yeah. We got all the answers now.
Is YouTube working today? Without a doubt.
Without it, the 8 Ball knows.
Yeah, it got
you
stuck.
make Cassie sad though.
Got stuck on an edge. Why?
She's not getting any toots.
What? If you never get one, that's not my issue. The old man's right here. Now you got a toot from me. She just said I never get one.
Am I the toot master?
No, I didn't know she was talking about a toot. It just says I never get one.
Yeah, after you tooted for Lucy.
Well, Lucy's, she's my Lucy. That's my Lucy. I'm teasing. Deconstruct wit. Help! I'm being repressed. Wait, I have that. Here you go. This is one of the best ones.
Yeah.
It's in my it's in my faves. Yeah. It's in my
but you gotta find it.
Why can't I
I
got an X cover. There it is. Log in.
Oh geez.
Sign in.
What is
happening?
My favorite. This is getting totally derailed.
Oh, please.
Jeez.
Take a pill, buddy.
What kind? I do take some pills. Which one specifically?
No, it's not. Oh, there it is. Why is it under B? There's Christians in the house. They're the ones who always scream this.
Watch out for that anti-Christian bias. We got a whole task.
Oh, God, they're going to come and get us. Wait, Ginger, go wait by the door. Sorry, buddy, didn't mean to invite you.
She couldn't even figure out me getting here today. What's she going to stop?
David X joined through the invite. I thought the invite was to go live. Why is it? I don't get this at all. TikTok is weird. Thank
David
you.
X?
Whoever said that, TikTok is weird. What's the 8 Ball say about Connell? I love that. Connell surviving his term of office. I don't know. I want to get kicked off. Will Agent Orange survive his term in office?
Come on. Give us good news.
Ooh, reply hazy. No surprise. No surprise. Try again. The reply's hazy. Try again. Let's give it a minute.
Oh, you're sitting on the fence.
Remind me. We're going to try again.
Okay.
We're going to do it till it comes up right.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about the
We're gaming the 8 Ball.
8 Ball is just like religion, right? If it doesn't give you what you want, you just shake that Bible
again.
Try it again. Just try it again. Shake
or
that
make up excuses or till it fits your narrative.
Or the next 4 months, I wish. God, use a lot of numbers. What's up? Get a username, bud. Victor Abrahams is this. Thanks for stopping in, Addicted to Science. We appreciate you, man. Keep doing things that improve the world, man. I really love
Victor Abraham. I love that name.
My partner is trans, and my Mormon side of my family is somehow more accepting of him than their own. Well, he's I guess he's a man, so that Mormonism, not known for their shall we say progressive attitudes towards women. Is that a fair thing to say? Am I out of line there? You tell me as an ex-Mormon, but they probably are happy with the fact that they identify as a man and then the lengths they had to go through to get there. But yeah, Mormons have been nothing if not practical when it comes to their survival, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, well, it's another man. I don't care how you got there. Yeah, that's rough, man. But again, it could be passive aggressive towards you, right?
Yeah, that is also a possibility.
Who's Canada in the house? You, Bojo? You Canadian, buddy? No, I didn't know that. The abuse I suffered from conversion therapy was that you had. Oh, I'm so sorry. God, why do people give a shit who loves who? How does it affect you? I never got that. Even if I was a guy who found it distasteful, which I certainly don't.
Well, it feeds into the whole gay marriage thing. How they want marriage to be sacred for between a man and a woman, and
but how does it affect them if it's not? In their marriage can be as sacred as they want it to. How does what asshole do affect what I do?
That's you're speaking from a logical perspective.
Thank you for the compliment.
You can't apply that.
So rarely applied to me anymore.
The religious wingnuts.
I suppose. Again, if you could, there wouldn't be religious wingnuts, right?
Apparently, the Mormons love to say they accept gays and trans, but vote for dum-dums who want to abolish them. Yeah.
And then they use obviously gay folk like Lindsey Graham and
right.
And what's his face?
Which one? Aren't they all closet cases?
The other real closet case that's in charge with the plain name.
That's in charge?
Mike Johnson.
Oh, Johnson. Yeah, he's even got it in his name.
He looks like the gay Muppet that doesn't talk about it, but
yeah.
He's like Smithers, right?
Yes.
He's like Smithers.
Yes, he looks exactly like Smithers.
Yes, I thought about that. One for Mike Smithers Johnson. At least his name isn't Mike Cunt.
Ooh.
Mike Cunt.
Our marriage is a mockery. Yes, it is.
It's a mockery of everything, though. That's what I like about it. It's not just a mockery of marriage, right?
Yeah.
You guys mock everything with your marriage.
Equal opportunity mocking.
Yes.
I'm all about that.
You mock humanity with the absurdity of your marriage. It's
correct.
It's heartening. It's actually inspiring.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm happy to be a role model for marriage.
I easily blocked 50 goof. I saw you. You were just blocking your ass off. My guy Mike is with us. He's like literally
work.
Oh my god. He's like Mike's like, I can block all day, motherfucker.
Right on.
Go, because I really couldn't pay attention to the comments anyway, like I usually try to do. Yeah, you're a badass for that, bro.
Republican Karl Rove says Americans are already tired of Trump.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean already? First of all, though, I mean it's almost 10 years at this point.
Oh, that's sweet. So Josie married a trans man, but she's disabled, and trans man takes care of her.
Oh,
like a loving husband would,
of course,
right? And so the parents are just too touched by that. So yeah, like I said, I find honestly my dealings with Mormons are as limited as it's been, have pretty much been the same as my dealings with J-Dubs. Yeah. Maybe behind doors, you might think that what they believe is really lunacy. But in terms of practicality, they're pretty much focused on leaving religion out of getting along in life and succeeding as family and society and culture. I don't have a lot of recollections of creepy banter with, except maybe the ones who came to the door. Other than that, don't you think? They're just... J-Dubs survive because they don't mix religion with government in their jobs. They don't talk about it. They don't bring it up. They don't preach to you at work. We're going to see some today. Today is the day. Cindy's got a Polish family. We're going to go to a nice, got to put on a tie and go to a nice per plate buffet place. It's going to have lamb and,
Yeah.
Oh no. What?
Oh, geez.
What?
YouTube.
What did I say?
All we got now.
What did I say?
Oh, you said all kinds of crazy shit.
Sexual exploitation and gender violence?
What? Just talking about trans people.
This is one that's going to get approved in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Let's chill on YouTube for a minute.
Let's chill on. What's up, YouTube?
What the actual fuck, man? That was brutal. Let me open a new window here for the Reddit so I can get both.
Don't J-Dubs not like being involved with government things?
They take that seriously.
Like they don't do Pledge of Allegiance.
They don't mix it. They take, and I have to respect the
separation of church and state.
Yes, I have to respect the philosophy there. That the J-Dubs really, the thing about the J-Dubs, if you don't know a lot about them, is it's essentially a fundamentalist version of Christianity, where the people who are in charge of it and invented it really went back to the scripture itself and tried to do essentially what Muhammad did, right? He tried to go back and say, listen, you guys are doing it wrong. We need to go back, reset. This is what it actually says. And they got that one right? Mm-hmm. Leave the affairs of state to state. It stay out of government, and they do, right? It's, the door-to-door thing is probably the only way they can actually gain followers because of the way that they stay out of everything else. So, on balance, what's up?
we got Matt Morris telling us TikTok cut off, and then we got the Save Awesome channel coming in saying, I stop in on TikTok and it shuts down.
Dude, it's your fault, Dan. That's our guy Matt. You love him. He's a gamer, and he's like he was started as atheist content, which of course I have to admit goes nowhere. It doesn't get you anything. But he's a gamer outside of Buffalo and a freak and a true goof. Our kind of people.
Absolutely.
And
love the freaks.
I'm sure and geeks. I'm sure he'd give you a run for your money in Dungeons and Dorks or whatever fucking today's magic game is.
There's lots of magic games.
He likes Rush a little too much, I think, even for you. A little too into Rush. But he's our guy, and it's Save Awesome Studio.
Rush. I thought you said he's too
No, the band. Like, he's like one of those guys who, like, Rush is like Jesus came down, started a band, and recruited Muhammad.
I enjoy Rush.
And God with him.
Not quite that much.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of where I'm at. I actually like Geddy Lee a lot. Every time I hear him talk. And who didn't love Neil Peart?
He's been kicked out of places in less dignified ways. Yeah. Well, that's a fair acknowledgement.
Yeah. Rush deserves their place in rock history. But yeah, Matt's Save Awesome Studio on the talk. I'm not on talk. Like looking at my camera going, follow Matt.
Yeah, fuck you, talk.
It says appeal under review. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not on talk right now. Good Lord, man.
The talks hate us.
The talks do kind of hate us. So
that's why we're here on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
Like and subscribe to keep us on YouTube.
2 more Democrats have joined the Congressional Free Thought Caucus. All right.
Ooh.
If you didn't know this, there is a Congressional Free Thought Caucus. Jamie Raskin is the guy, and there's another guy. Jamie Raskin, I think, still identifies Jewish. Don't hold me to that. But the other guy is the guy who's the only atheist in Congress. The only guy. Look it up. I can never remember his name. Minnesota.
Atheist in Congress. Who are you?
Or just look up Free Thought Caucus members. I'll recognize the name when I hear it. But 2 more. The group which champions reason-based policies and opposes discrimination against atheists now stands at 26 members. We should all find a way to reach out to them, right? And make sure that we support what they do and that they know that we value separation of church and state. So there's my soapbox for today. If you're interested in fighting what's going on in the fucking country, go find the Congressional Free Thought Caucus. I'm going to make myself do it, or tell my project manager to have me, make sure I do it and support, because that's encouraging. And atheism's kind of gotten swept under the rug and all of this, and that's fine. We have bigger fish to fry, like the survival of Western democracy, so that we all don't turn into Hungary. What's that guy's name? Victor Bullshit.
Who?
The guy that's in charge of Hungary, that's such a shit.
That's
Victor
right.
something.
Yeah.
And it's not Borgia. I'd let him pull out a tooth without anesthesia if they put Victor Borgia in charge of Hungary tomorrow. But he's a skeleton. Pretty sure he was gay. But yeah.
Jared Huffman, is that the guy you were thinking of?
Yes, I think it is Jared Huffman.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, obviously, probably came from Judaism, but now at least identifies as a secular person, And this is what we need to enforce. We need to get people educating kids the right way. We need to get.
Oh, we got one from Wisconsin here.
Revisionist history
Mark
gone.
Pocan.
Who?
Mark Pocan, Wisconsin 02.
Another guy to reach out to. What do you mean 02?
The 2nd district, maybe.
Oh, yeah, okay. It sounded like a year the way you said it.
No.
Yeah, okay. Where's the 2nd district? That's got to be close to here. We're in the 1st, Milwaukee and such. Or is 2nd Madison?
Representing the 2nd district of Wisconsin. Where is the 2nd district of Wisconsin?
Priest is suing the gay dating app Grindr. There's a priest suing Grindr.
Ooh.
He was not aware of arbitration agreement. Monsignor Jeffrey Burrell alleges the gay dating app data leak has derailed his hope to be a bishop.
Oh, poor guy.
God.
Is it the machine sending out gay beams again?
He's gonna have to. Go back and grab an acolyte's dick. I guess his career is done. He's gonna have to go back to just being a priest in some shithole where no one.
Okay, the 2nd Congressional District of Wisconsin does include Madison. It's the area west of us.
It's the whole area.
Not like all the way to the Minnesota border, but like this southern middle section.
Not approved.
Oh, TikTok's hating us.
What?
The TikToks is hating on us. We're too sexually explicit. We're apparently degrading people's genders and sexualities, even though we're pro-trans and everything.
1 week ban.
1 week ban. All right, TikToks. Doing it up over nothing. Way to go. And that's why we're here on the YouTubes.
Yeah, because TikTok really does suck shit, you know. And I think the only future for now is gonna be. I haven't even been motivated to do fucking.
Kick ass and death metal. All right.
Who is?
Save awesome. Oh, kielbasa. Why did I say kick ass? He said kielbasa and death metal.
You're getting old. You can't even see language properly anymore. Right?
There are people who identify as culturally Jewish but don't really believe, right?
There are people. That's most of them, right?
Yeah.
Now. Yes, Bohemian. That's not even. It's not even close. I don't know personally any Jews who I would call religious. Do you?
Save Awesome here's got a cool thing to discover on Easter: a new tabletop game where the forces of Earth are at war with the armies of hell.
That's nice, man.
I could get into that.
Yeah, let's look for that, man. Probably only costs.
Who's monitoring TikTok? Humans or AI?
AI.
Yeah.
Right away. I'm not sure how they. And then there's probably a deeper AI that looks at your appeal. And
what was that Chinese AI? DeepThink or something like DeepSeek?
I don't know.
Was that it?
Yeah, there's no way they have people. How could you have enough people to fucking sit and watch what people are saying?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. No, bitches, I'm not satisfied with the fucking outcome of my appeal. Jesus Christ, TikTok.
That decision is stupid.
So yeah, I haven't even been motivated to make videos because it's so fucking. I'm just so frustrated with everything in my life.
Make videos for YouTube, not for TikTok.
I'm gonna have to. It's just not in that rhythm, you know. I gotta figure it out.
Well, a YouTube short is essentially the same as a TikTok video.
Right.
Start there,
but I have to make them on here until I get to 1,000. I can't do anything from my phone. I just gotta make a video. It's not live. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Do they keep track of what's being said, or did someone report? Probably both. Almost definitely someone. Probably.
I don't know.
We
used to think it was a lot of reporting, but maybe. I don't know. It's just frustrating because I don't know what you have to do to kick off the YouTube, right?
The live. I have no idea if they kick people off live YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't appear. I mean, nothing that I would ever say or do is apparently getting me on.
Trolls be trolling, Lucy says. Yes, they do.
They do be trolling. Christian neighbor does not believe I'm an atheist. Does this ever happen to you? I've had this. Old people will tend to do this. They just won't accept it. My neighbor, who I only met today for the first time, assumed I was Christian because I live a Christian life, which means I've never been allowed. This is a building, right? An apartment building or a condo building, something like that. It took him all 1 minute to bring up his religion. We share the same wall, and I've always been aware of this, so I lower my TV in the evenings and sometimes use headphones if I need more sound. When I told him I was an atheist, he wouldn't accept it and insisted that I must have been raised Christian. Since he's much older than me, I decided to stay respectful, but I had become annoyed. Imagine that. I'd have throat punched the old bitch. Sorry, man. So if you're considerate of your neighbors, just know that someone might assume you're a Christian because you're a considerate person. My downstairs neighbor, conversely, is a Christian. And he knows this because he sees him going to church. He knows it because he watches him going to church and always plays his music really loud and disturbs everybody in the evenings. And he must just be an exception. But have you had this in your life?
Oh, that's huge. That's massive. Like my grandma probably was a huge Christian, and probably, and I was open about being an atheist with her, and she probably just always assumed that I was still Christian just because she wanted me to be, and but that's their thing is just because you think you're an atheist, you're probably still a Christian, even just because.
I think my mom thinks that because I professed Christianity at my confirmation as a young adult or an adolescent, took that oath seriously on my own at that time. In her brand of Christianity, I'm probably saved forever, no matter what the fuck I say now. That's probably how she'll get herself to sleep at night. She's probably, because the one thing we don't argue anymore because she just, obviously she's not equipped, and you can just see the mental iron curtain coming down, right? And she loves her faith. So, and her faith got, not to get sidetracked, but her faith got deeper as divorce and life changes came, and society and the church in general made a conservative leap after Reagan came back. I lost my train of thought.
Uh-oh.
Fucking knew it.
I refuse to believe that you don't believe.
Yeah, the whole thing. So she did mention later to me, and I remember what I was going to say, when I would bring up atheism without not wanting to argue, she would say, I don't want to argue, you just remember what you learned. Right? Like in her mind, right? That knowledge and that assurance will always be there, right? Even on my deathbed, there you go. So it's all that, she firmly hopes that the indoctrination will have taken effect on a deep level, right? Yeah. And that's her sort of boosting it. Here's your booster shot for the indoctrination, right? Just remember what you learned.
There are people who think that all atheists secretly believe in God, but pretend that we don't because we want to sin.
Yes, we want to sin.
Absolutely.
Which they don't understand. The concept of sin is meaningless to me. There's no sin. That's a human construct.
Yeah.
Because you don't like what I do, There's no, the only, it's our psychological evolution that gives us any give a fuck about our fellow creature at all anyway. Right? Mm-hmm. And you can see a lower level of empathy in animals if you really watch. But in the end, it's about their survival. And then we're just species on the planet, right? It's just in the end about survival and trying to be happy and have pleasure. Right? So the Christian cult is one of pleasure denial, right? And that from a young man, I always thought, why is victimless pleasure? Why is that a sin in the construct of these Western religions?
Because suffering is godliness. Pretty much.
Yes. The theology of the Western religions, the Abrahamic religions, is built on, right, fear, guilt, suffering.
Some people lack empathy as well. Yeah, a lot of people lack empathy.
Well, they've been emboldened.
Yeah.
Right. They used to get smacked down if you expressed your lack of empathy, or failed to express empathy, I guess. Express a lack of something. But if it had become taboo in society in ways that people found, like, everybody gets it. Don't be mean to your grandma. Everybody's got a grandma. But as soon as people started overprotecting and marginalized groups, those people felt like someone was telling them what to do and they had to shut up. And now it's all, they've been freed. They've been freed to hate. They've been freed to be bigots. They've been happy to be out there as misogynists and
to give in to their baser instincts.
Yeah, that's what's going on there.
Now the right considers empathy a sin. Yeah, and you've got Musk out there saying that empathy is the biggest weakness of Western civilization.
Well, you could see him building an argument, as any kind of nihilist could, that why are we bothering with that? The wolf wouldn't.
I tend to like to think that as humans we're a bit above wolves.
As do I, right? I can't abide by nihilism because we're here. We may as well do the best we can to make the world better for an appropriate number of people. And if you don't have that, then you have no purpose in life. Yeah. All we have anyway is humanism. People can talk about godly intervention. It's all just gobbledygook. Everything we have is down to science and technology and our altruistic intentions. Period. Otherwise, we'd all be dead like today
What's-
from some creepy disease that either killed us right away or lingered or some accident or some sword in the gut at 45, if you were lucky. And if
The
you were
quote is something like nature wants you dead by 40. Everything you get after that is thanks to science.
the one I read was nature wants you dead by 50. Nature wants 5 of your 7 children dead before the age of 5, something like that. Everything else is down to whatever.
At protests like yesterday, I realized that it's because I have empathy. Matt Morris says. What is because you have empathy? The protest is, or what you see at the protests? Be a little more specific. I haven't sinned in almost 4 years.
Wow.
I make it a point to sin daily.
Again, it's hard for me to. It's either that's the response, right? Or I don't. What is sin? I don't. That's a human construct decided by some panel somewhere. And what's a sin in one part might not be a sin in the other. There's very few. There are some. They generally amount to harming others, right?
Is he Christ? Is he Moses? Superman's religious and ethical undertones add to his mystique.
I love it. Is he the lawgiver or the redeemer? He's been cast as a redeemer recently in really shitty movies. I say recently loosely now, right? It's been 15 years probably since Man of Steel. When was that? When was that night that I was so incredibly disappointed I wanted to drive to Hollywood and smack Zack Snyder? And said, you did?
Yes.
Oh, brutal. When he was literally being suckled in front of a picture of the Madonna holding the baby Jesus, I just like, you know what? And then he's like, what? How many times did he float in space like this? It was a brutal movie. I've never been so disappointed by a fucking Superman effort. Should we look it up?
I go and drum and yell because I care about people. You're at the protest. Because
yeah,
of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's really what we're up against.
What is considered a sin? Yeah, that's the whole thing here.
How far he can push this, and it's not gonna. The thing is that like 60% of people want that gangbanger back from El Salvador, and it's what the kind of guy is not really relevant. It's about the rule of law and not paying any attention to due process and trying to get away with. And that's the signal here, right? Because he's not going to win the public opinion battle. He's already lost it. Good people don't want a dude who shouldn't be in that position.
Even Karl Rove is saying Americans are sick of Trump.
Everybody, it's getting brutal. It's getting brutal, and he can't help himself. And he doesn't have any shits left to give because he's ancient. So it's really what it amounts to. He's just going to shake the fucking wagon until we don't let him anymore.
He's playing with house money at this point.
Yes. And if I was that kind of evil motherfucker, you can't see it being different because that's who he is. That's who he is. And sooner or later, when they start getting sick of it, so I just don't think he has the populist juice. If he got elected by 70% of the people, that'd be different. The 2% that got him elected are already like, what?
But how can you argue with all the people who say he has a mandate?
I don't call it a mandate. He did win all the swing states, so he deserves his shot. He's already fucked up his shot. As far as I'm concerned, he's made a brutal fucking idiot out of himself. An unhinged, loose cannon fuck. He's the plumber, like we said last time. He's a plumber on the block who goes around and like you're not home, and he goes in your house and rips all your plumbing out. And then you come home, and then he shows up at the door with a card.
But you just don't understand. All of us are playing checkers. Trump is out there playing 5-dimensional chess. He's 20 steps ahead of these other nations with the tariffs.
I don't know about you. I'm not that good at some things, but if I could beat Trump at chess in fucking 15 minutes, I have to believe.
It would take that long?
I'm assuming that he's going to take a long time with each of his.
That's true. Yeah, he is going to just sit there talking nonsense and not moving his pieces. And Elon Musk says that chess is really a simple game. It doesn't even have a fog of war or anything.
He might be good at chess.
He's not.
I don't have as much reason to think he's as stupid as Trump is. He's pretty much got over on Trump, and it looks like to me. But it's all about money, right? He's got people that pump him up with money, and those people get favors. Not really a whole lot more complicated than that. I don't know. That's why I think that the Democrats are fucked. I kind of feel like the idea of running as moderate Republicans might be the way to go in general for people coming up. You know, somebody new getting into politics, or as a young person.
Infiltrate the Republican Party.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you see anybody besides Cory Booker on the? Where's Mayor Pete? Where are the potential people who are going to run and try to be real vocal leaders? Right? It's time.
AOC.
She's not going to get elected. I love AOC. I love AOC, man. And I don't agree with everything she says, but I just think that this is the time for those politicians, right? It's like young people, radical ideas that they can support with theory, and
Waltz.
They'll hire experts.
Not a young guy, but
good. I don't know. Waltz, I don't know. I chewed some gum from underneath the fucking desk the other night. It didn't turn me on much more than Waltz does. I don't know. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's just one of those guys who's like, that you need somebody that turns on those Trumpy haters, right? You need somebody who plays Trump's game. Yes. Why don't we have a Democrat that makes up a fun nickname for everybody? Why? That obviously resonates with the chooches.
With the who?
The chooches.
The chooches?
Yeah, que no sea chucho. It's an old Italian. You never heard that?
No.
Oh, you need to hang out with more Dagos, man. Oh. Hey, don't be a chooch. I'm here to make you laugh. What are you, a chooch? Yeah, it's like C-U-C-C-I-O in Italian.
Mm.
And it means something appropriately stupid. It probably would be C-I-U-C-C-I-O. Chucho. That would be funny. But it means something like buffoon or imbecile or pinhead or But yeah, the old Dagos will say, "Hey, chooch." Like the Mexicans say, "Wait, wait." I guess that common, but yeah, we are off of the talk. Bye. Almost an hour up here.
What if Jon Stewart ran?
I do. Yeah. I'm all over something like that. Does a guy like that want to? I mean, is he gonna appear Jewish and be atheist and get elected? It has to be somebody electable. And maybe he is. I'm not saying he's not. I'd sure vote for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'd vote for him if I thought he was unqualified. At this point, he probably is, right? We just need somebody who's an administrator, right? Who can fucking put the right people in the right places, operate without graft. It shouldn't be a difficult thing. And it probably wasn't for the first few administrations of America. It probably actually sort of, but obviously, made the country strong enough to do what it did. So, but at some point, the people rightfully trusted the government. The government really, those dudes were already rich. They didn't care to fucking bilk people to keep their plays. Jefferson died broke and in debt because you don't think he could have grafted his way to a fucking
grafted or grifted?
Both grift.
I vote for a moldy bologna sandwich over a Republican at this point.
What kind of sandwich?
Moldy bologna.
Oh, bologna.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
Bologna. If there was a rational Republican to be found, I'd vote for them.
Yeah, no, I think like there's Bashir in Kentucky.
They're all kissing Trump's ass because they're too scared to.
There's a Republican governor in Kentucky. There's a Republican governor. No, a Democratic governor in Kentucky and a Republican governor in Massachusetts. Those are the kind of people who they're winning on their charisma and their attention to the people and the issues, right? If you can do that, if you can be a Republican and run Massachusetts without people fucking wanting to stab you in the heart, you've got what it takes,
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom's going to run, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's tall and sort of looks like a modern George Washington in his way, doesn't he?
I don't know about all that.
If Washington had his head was here live today with the hair Washington had, right?
Their lips are turning orange. Yes, they are, from all the Agent
lips,
Orange kissing.
Their uvulae, their whole fucking ugly Easter mouth. Right? He had a sponsorship for the Easter eggs. Did you see that?
Sponsorship for the Easter eggs?
Yeah, on the White House lawn, they do the Easter egg contest.
Right.
You look for sponsors. Yes.
Oh my God.
There was like a stamp on some of the eggs.
Fantastic.
Alarming political change in the relationship of the United States government with Christian religion. Do I even dare look at this? Oh, it's a Fox News article. White House holds extraordinary Holy Week events. Trump honors Easter. The observances deserves.
The best Holy Week events. Tremendous.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to that. Just depresses me because it's true, I mean, it's all just so performative. So performative. The poor dwindling Christians are being
poor marginalized Christians. Yeah. Everyone's against you.
If you've not seen Letting Go of God and you're deconstructing, I hope you do that.
I bet some of the eggs have Tesla logos on them.
Well, that's what Bill Maherhead is. He always does comic versions of these. So when he made that announcement, then he's like, "Would you like to see some of the other ones?" And then he makes up fake ones. And one of them was Tesla, and it said, "Please don't throw me at a Tesla."
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, Julia Sweeney did a movie called Letting Go of God. She was raised hardcore Catholic. I don't know if you've heard of this movie.
Yeah. I think so.
You haven't watched it, obviously.
No.
It's really, really good. As an atheist, I'm a long-time atheist. I watched it, and it really gave me perspective on what Catholics, like really hardened, indoctrinated Catholics, go through psychologically, and it's pretty funny. And I found it insanely watchable to the point where when I was near her at some of the events, I sort of made sure she knew that I really appreciated the movie. As a guy who was already an atheist, it gave me a real empathy. And it's a pretty good story too of how she quit it. So if you're looking for that, if you're someone who's looking for support in deconstructing, which is words I never thought I'd hear myself say 35 years ago. Did you deconstruct?
Deconstruct?
That's exactly
out of
my point. My point is just my point's just been solidified there. That I do, in my day we just quit. I just quit that religion. Now it's a whole thing, right? Because the millennials have renamed deconstructing. Sweet, it's been very difficult. No shade. I'm glad they're deconstructing in whatever the way they need.
Mm-hmm. I just what you got to do.
In my heart, I should have been in marketing. Probably just trends and catchphrases and you know how much I hate catchphrases, Dave?
How much?
100%.
No, not 110%.
100%. 100%.
1,000%.
Yes, I'm with you 100%. Well, finally happened. My kid told her classmate she doesn't believe in God. Now she's being shunned. Suggestions here. A suggestion for you, I guess, your next kid, tell them not to come out. I don't know. That's brutal. This is the thing in our society, right? You can't really escape it. And this is what brought me into activism, because I realized that society being what it is, you can't raise your kids in the absence of God unless you're going to isolate them from everybody, which is clearly unhealthy, and homeschool them and not let them interact. Because sooner or later, little kids playing after school on the street in their neighborhood or on the playground at school are going to be like, "Hey, you believe in God? You believe in God? You believe in God?" I remember having it with all my fucking, and you either fucking on that and you make your decision at that point, right? So if you're someone who's never even heard of God, you're like, "Well, tell me about this." And that happened. It happened to both of my kids, my little kids, because I tried to raise them like that. And then sooner or later, one day at school, I was like, "Well, the kindergarten teacher said," I'm like, "Well, whoa. Right? If I'd have sent my Christian kid to school and they'd come back with a story that the atheist kindergarten teacher just was like, "Oh, well, that's a myth. That's, I know everybody sort of thinks that, but that would all of a sudden be problematic." And that's what launched my career as an activist. And I was like, this is so wrong. You cannot raise your kid as an atheist in our society as it is formed. It doesn't happen. Sooner or later, they get exposed, and they're either with it or they're not with it. And if you've done any kind of job, they'll use their brains and choose for themselves. And if you're unlucky, like it appears that maybe I have been in the case of my youngest daughter, it's more important to her to be popular and not shunned. right? So that's where we are, and that's wrong for a society as rife with knowledge as ours is. Wouldn't you say that that's a wrong thing?
Absolutely. We've never reconsulted the 8 ball about
Thank you.
Trump making it
Will
to
Trump,
the end of his term.
will Agent Orange make it to the end of his term? Signs point to yes.
Oh boy.
Well,
It's getting worse.
At least we won't have shady pants. I do want to talk about that. Shady pants converted to Catholicism at some point. Did you know this? He's a Catholic. He went to see the Pope because he's a Catholic. And he's got now, obviously, he's got the juju to go see the Pope.
The Pope shunned him. I knew about that.
Yeah.
He had some deputy go try to educate him about empathy or something, which is a lost cause.
Yeah, no. But it fascinated me that a dude who was brought up evangelical, and that is where he is. That's really that says a lot about where we are, where Catholics have gotten, for God's sake.
Oh, we got Dion Lachey in the house. Hello.
What's
and
up,
happy
Dion
Zombie Jesus
Lachey?
Day.
What's up? Glad you hung out. We'll be here for a few more minutes, and then I got to go put on a friggin' monkey suit and go to an actual Easter. I'm not bitching because I'm going to get lamb and some rare ass fucking prime ribbity rib today. And not a big ham guy. You like ham?
I enjoy ham, yeah.
I don't like ham. It's just too salty. I'd rather have this fresh pork.
It is.
I mean, I don't
salty,
hate ham if that's what's up. I'm eating ham. And I like ham and eggs or ham for breakfast. But it's like as a dinner. My family was beef and turkey and pork because German. We had a pork and sauerkraut every New Year's. That was like it was good luck apparently if you're a superstitious Christian, mind you. But killing a suckling pig and eating it with sauerkraut, that's good luck right there. I don't know why I do a southern accent.
Turkey is better.
If it's done properly, I agree. Yeah, because I'm a dark meat guy. And if it's done properly with good crispy skin and nice gravy, hell yes.
It's got to be cooked well because
it's too dry.
Growing up, it's too dry, right?
Yeah,
that was always my issue.
Yeah, that's always the issue. But there are ways around that. And I don't eat the breast anyway. Honestly, I'll make something else with it. I'll make turkey salad, sandwiches, turkey soup. I don't sit there and I'm just a white meat for me. Eat a dick. If you're not, please, you're worried about cholesterol, then you shouldn't even be eating fucking meat. Get out of here. But yeah, no, turkey it sticks to your teeth, right? Makes them stick together so dry.
Mm-hmm. My absolute favorite dish is stuffing.
Yeah, stuffing's good with some fucking gravy on it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good ass. I used to be a stuffing expert, man. I mean, I was making turkeys all the time. But yeah, stuffing. I love just putting some of that meat in the gravy and the stuffing, put it in the frying pan the next day. Mashed potatoes, just put it in there, heat it up. That's just post-Thanksgiving hash, baby. Long way from Thanksgiving to be talking about that.
Yes.
Has the weather changed by anybody near them? Because it's still fucking winter around here.
What are you talking about? It's 50 something.
It's brutal out, man. It just March got it's pretty nice today, but it went down. It went down from 70 yesterday.
Yeah,
it's a creepy April.
It's still April. Yeah,
no, it's normal. But we had a fairly warm March. April's been shittier weather-wise than March has.
We're looking at 50s and 60s all next week.
The conservative group that helped reverse Roe set sights on birth control. Yeah, you love that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Jezebel reported Wednesday on the current anti-consumption effort by the conservative Christian group Alliance Defending Freedom, the aptly named. Idiocy.
Alliance Defending Freedom that wants to go after birth control?
Yeah.
So we want freedom, but not to be on birth control.
Right.
Makes sense.
All of these, like virtually all of these associations have some really misleading name. Right? Moms for Liberty.
Moms for Liberty.
Yeah, they all they riff on that because they think it's evocative for their people or their sub people, I should say, their subhumans that follow them.
Their basket of deplorables.
Yes, they're fucking giant fucking king size sheet full of fucking deplorables, man. Kicked over the edge of the fucking cliff, like throwing away bodies. I started watching Mobland.
I haven't gotten into it yet. How is it?
Really good. I just watched the first episode, and it's really good.
I love some Tom Hardy.
Everybody loves some Tom Hardy. Gave Tom Hardy here. It's got those janky teeth on the bottom like mine. It makes me
Makes him relatable.
Yeah, he's got those crazy lips too. He's a crazy lip guy.
Yes.
He's never gonna have no lips. Like oh, old man, got no lips. You're no old man with no lips. I got lucky. My grandma had lips that I kind of got, so yeah, got lucky with some lips because yeah, old man with no lips looks funny.
Should say lips a few more times.
Lips probably gets kicked off of YouTube.
Probably.
Elizabeth Warren, she needs to go away. She's like Hillary, right? She's just not likable.
A bit, yeah.
Right? I suppose she's more likable than Hillary, but nobody's gonna vote her to be president. Like voting that aunt that like to smack your knuckles when nobody's looking, right? God. Well, hang on for a few more minutes. Like I said, I got to put on a monkey suit and drive to Fox River Grove. You remember Fox River Grove? What's Fox River Grove famous for?
Anything?
Yeah, something regionally, like
Okay.
something kind of ugly that I remember from maybe the early 90s, maybe. Not like ancient history, but a long time ago in the news for something so tragic.
Fox River Grove.
Boy, when was that? Bus didn't get across the railroad tracks at the Metro, and the kids in the last seats got hit by a Metro train because the bus driver was too fucking dense to just plow a few vehicles ahead, right? When you see, and she saw it coming, right? First, what I hear, it's like, no, that's one of those. Do you run over the granny on the sidewalk, or do you let 5 kids get killed? Sorry, granny.
Yeah.
No. If I'm a driver and I see that coming, whoever's ahead of me is getting shoved out into the fucking light. They can take their chances. That's way better. You might lose the whole bus, right?
Yeah.
And derail a train and lose the fucking everybody on the street for 3 blocks and knock over buildings. That's just, if you're a bus driver and you let that happen. Did I come up?
No.
That's
probably doing their best to bury that.
It's a fucking. Now we have helicopters hitting planes hitting military aircraft around the fucking big cities. It's the same shit, We're just, society's too big. People are undereducated. People who are driving buses full of our kids are probably not good drivers. If they were good drivers, they'd still be on the stock car tracks. They're fucking hillbilly rallies. Like yesterday, those fucking assholes.
Rolling coal in everyone's faces.
Rolling coal. I honestly didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so obnoxious.
I wonder if Lawrence, he usually jumps on. He must have some Easter plans. He probably had to take a shower and put his shirt on today. Go to
the horror.
I just complained about it. I gotta go do it. But I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it'll be a nice meal.
That will not be allowed to be said in my what? Because now I'm going to say it.
Grace. So I didn't say that, did I? I was gonna.
No. What were we talking about? I don't know.
Oh,
rolling coal. That will not be allowed to be said in my what? Why? I'm just saying it isn't like endorsing it.
Gosh, I didn't know it was her house either.
Yeah. What? Do I even have a place to go to?
It's just she doesn't like the.
It's cringe.
It just sounds cringy to her. I don't know. It sounds kind of clever for Hicks to fucking have made up, right? It's very assonant.
Oh, Ginger's getting goofy.
We should start a band called the Rolling Coals.
The Rolling Coals, the Coal Rollers.
Cornholers and coal rollers.
Yo, there you go.
Yeah, man.
That's a callback to all they have in Texas is steers and queers.
Oh, I thought of a.
Oh, thought of something funny apparently.
I crack myself up so much, you guys don't even know. All day long, people will see me in my car and I'll be out tears on. You all know the song "All My Exes Live in Texas," right?
Mm-hmm.
All my transes live in Kansas.
Oh, there you go. Rife for parody.
It's Think that'll rile them up? Think that'll piss off the crowd?
Yeah, no one's gonna be happy about that one.
No,
but
man.
It'll be good.
Well, we have some Kansas people. So sometimes they come on. That's a rough place to live. But again, they stood up for women's rights, right? In the end, it's like the people just don't want to be told what to do quite that much.
Yeah,
not quite that much. Dial it back. But we're in the nothing gets dialed back era. It's just the way they're doubling down on that poor asshole who's in the prison in El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the AI? Did they like photoshopped their water into drinks? Right? Somebody did that and tried to put that out there.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the guy had it. He popped him out of prison for half a day so they can have their interview in not a prison setting. It was like in the lobby somewhere of a nice building, maybe even the prison. Who knows? Where the people were, and they had like water in goblets, and somebody had photoshopped like salt and a cherry on the rim of like he had taken them out for drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's supposed to be in prison. He's thinking about it. And I'm thinking to myself, who thinks that a cherry ever gets stuck on the rim of a glass? That's where something bigger goes, right? You can't use a cherry to split it in half and put it on the rim of a fucking cocktail.
Right.
That's idiocy. It didn't even look real to me, but I'm like, okay.
Lucy's gearhead boyfriend hates the rolling coal. He says the people who do that have small, you can say it on YouTube, they have small dicks.
Yeah, they do. Someone screamed that out.
Tiny penis syndrome.
Somebody screamed that out real loud in the crowd, too.
Yeah, there's definitely anyone doing anything similar to that is obviously overcompensating. We
met this spark plug of an activist, and she was a hottie, in her late 20s maybe, and just by herself, she showed up. She had a little mini SUV. She popped out like a costume and like a bunch of empty posters so she could make posters up on the spot. And after the coal rollers went by, she made a poster.
She came prepared.
She did. And it was like within minutes, she had like another sign, and she was just like out there, and she was so focused on what she was doing. And I was live on TikTok at the time. And I'm like, who's this? Right. And I'm like, oh, and then she was so focused that she didn't even really want to give me time for the TikTok. And then when I ran out of battery, I had to get off TikTok. I ran into her. But part of what she did during the day was just sit down on the hill and don like a hand sewed George Washington costume and a wig with fake boots and like signs. And like, she was like, it was like we need her for trivia. She was like a civics teacher. She's like, actually, George Washington never said blah, 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 blah. I went on and on. I'm like, okay, I'll stop pretending I know something about George Washington. Excuse me.
Yeah, why didn't you get her on the team? What are you doing?
Well, I have her info, dude.
There you go.
I got her info. She was crazy energetic about it. She's like, I'm like, God, are you a teacher or civics? She's like, no, just an activist. And I've always loved history. And she just like, bam, went on to her next thing. I was like, yes, this is the kind of fucking tornado we need. She was awesome. She wasn't afraid of shit. She shook my hand. I was like, ouch. Like, yes, you. I want you on the team. So yeah, I totally got her info. For the activism at the very least. So
for the activism.
Well, she wasn't an atheist, right? But right away I'm like, I'm an atheist creator. Blah blah blah. I got TikTok following. Blah blah blah. She's like, oh, that's awesome because atheists believe, and maybe she was, I guess maybe her utterance was clinical, but it sounded to me like she wasn't an atheist, but she was, she understood that atheists were about freedom of religion, and not right, and not being bigots against it in any kind of way. But it didn't, she didn't give me the idea that she was an atheist at all. But she was happy to give me her number and stuff to get what we want to get done. Because she was clearly one of the leaders. Even if she wasn't, she was a de facto leader. By being one of the only people who wanted to be loud. I actually got shut down. I tried to be loud at one of those guys. And somebody in the crowd told me, and we're trying to keep it polite. I'm like, ho, this is what polite has gotten us.
Ho?
Okay, maybe I didn't call her ho.
Damn, ho, I can't be polite.
Biatch. Yeah, have you met me? Uh-oh. I called ho, and here she is. My bottom bitch. Oh, she never gets on camera. Yes,
she's getting antsy in the pantsy, looking for attention.
I love you too, Ginger. You're the best dog.
She came over here pawing at me.
Oh, such a sweetie. That's my sweetie. Lucy says she's not in Kansas, but she could be there in about 2 hours. Could be one of my transits. Is that what you're getting at?
Give me 2 hours, I'll be the transits in Kansas.
Yeah, that's right. Don't waste the gas. You might not get back into your home state if you feel social.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, are you guys scared to travel?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would. I'm not traveling anywhere in this
Not
current environment. I'm glad I don't have to.
Yeah, not out of the country. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, well, the season's on. I can't really travel much anyway. But yeah, scary times. More planes fell out of the sky, didn't they? Something else happened.
Certainly.
Oh, Trey, there's a Frontier flight landed without its wheels. Frontier
landed without its wheels.
Landed without one landing gear down. Kind of had to skid to a stop and blow a lot of sparks around like a cheesy movie.
I'm in Missouri, so I'm not sure it's better.
Yeah, we're sorry about that. I think probably Kansas is incrementally better than Missouri.
Kansas and Kansas, not much to rhyme with Missouri. It's
Missouri.
blurry in Missouri.
Missouri, yeah, it's blurry in Missouri. Yeah, I like that.
There's a slurry in Missouri.
I can't think of a better one than that.
Yeah, we're getting slap happy here. It's
about noon. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We love you. We're gonna hit it. Make sure you spread the word because we'll. Jason wasn't around this week because of Easter, but we'll try to get to the studio and up our game a little bit. And this week, yes, damn it, videos for YouTube just exclusively. Okay.
Fuck you, TikTok.
Fuck you, TikTok. Fucking censorships. Censorship wreck. That's what TikTok is. It's a censorship wreck. All right. Love you guys. Oh, yeah. One more toot. I love my Lucy. Missouri in the house. Dion, thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll see you next time.